everybody hit their mics real quick. We can get y'all's mics. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Got 6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and ask everybody to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for the prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, as we come to you tonight, we thank you for your love. Thank you for this time we have. We ask you to guide us, direct, be with us, and help us in this during this time. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Okay, go ahead and call the January 28, 2026 Pottsville City Council meeting to order. I ask the clerk to do the roll call.
Pam Scarber,
Here.
Brenda Blaylock,
Here.
Steve Williamson,
Here.
Sean Heflin, Karen Crothers,
Here.
John Schaefer.
Here. Okay, just seeing if everybody's had the chance to review the December 22nd, 2025 meeting minutes. If there's no objection, I'd entertain a motion to approve December 22nd meeting minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion, got a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. All right. Department reports, police department.
I prepared y'all a little report in there that's on about, starts about the 3rd page, just for y'all to entertain, if y'all can look at later. Calls for service for this year, we had 330 for December, we had 207 for January so far. Year to date is still 7. We've had several arrests, criminal mischief, 3rd-degree domestic battery, had a couple of those. Couple of DWIs, refusal to submit to testing, possessions of felony and misdemeanor possession of controlled substance, reckless driving, forgery, littering, terroristic threats. And that little report that I gave you gives you a little snippet of what each one of those are about. We had 14 case reports, we had 8 MVC reports, and that didn't have anything to do with the snow. We didn't have a single wreck in the snow. Everything was actual wrecks. We had 74 citations, 29 for the Arkansas State Police, and 33 warrants served, 26 failure to appear warrants issued, 44 failure to pay issued, and 2 affidavits. We completed 93 hours of miscellaneous mandatory training so far for the month of January. And taking applications for the open position we have until tomorrow when that closes. Then we'll start the task of going through those. Sergeant Mike Hardy has been selected to attend the next session of the School for Law Enforcement Supervision, which will begin February the 13th and will run until April the 3rd. That's 1 week a month until then. Anybody got any questions?
Thank you, Chief. We do not have fire here. Chief Perry is sick, so we'll keep him in our thoughts and prayers. We'll have an update given next council for this month. So we got Public Works. Heath was out with family. So Ops Manager Jason will be taking over for the briefing tonight.
Since our the last meeting, we had the contractor come in and fix the 8-inch line down here off of East Ash. They got that, I think it ended up taking them 2 days to get that thing done, but they finally was able to wrap that thing out. Was able to get it all done, $19,000 for the construction cost.
Yeah. 30 grand cheaper than what we expected.
$9,000 for the service valve, and then the $10,000 for the crew to come in and put the pipe in and everything. We've repaired one service line over on Race Road. Replaced a fire hydrant over behind the middle grades building. We're gonna go back after
spearheaded that for us before the storm, so thank you, sir. Code enforcement.
This month, we've, working on the, Redmond and Top Street lighting, on Pisgah and Benny Road as well. I'll get to those information in just a second. On permitting, business permits, I've got, yours is gonna be a little bit different. I had people came in this afternoon. We're down to 13 left, we got 59 completed. We have 8 permits that were issued, 2 for electrical, 1 for residential, 2 for mechanical, 1 for gas, 2 that were for carport and garage. We have 8 inspections, 4 for electrical, 1 was a rough in and 1 was for final, 1 was for mechanical, 1 for gas, and 1 was, 2 for plumbing, 1 was plumbing out. For priorities, right now, I'm working with ATU Engineering and the STEM at the high school, trying to get City Hall, the police department up to 88 watts. As far as the lights are concerned, we added 4 lights for Redmond. We added 4 for Fox Creek. We've got 3 for Day Road, 1 for Redmond Road that's close to the Redmond and Pisgah Road, and 1 on Carter. These are out in the areas where there's just absolutely no lights and it's a safety issue. Any questions?
Anything coming up for planning and zoning, John?
We've got, this week, we were gonna have 3, we thought, but they're not even ready. 1 is for Mr. Maggart, that's got 4 duplexes. 1 for, Brandon's project over on 64, again, they don't have all their documents. And I've got 1 over on 212 West Cedar, which is this 2-story garage with a metal wall apartment, and they've got most of their plans, but they don't have everything complete. So it'll probably be at the March meeting when those are ready to go.
Okay.
Anything else?
Thank you, sir. Fall Sinclair, anything for Fall Sinclair?
Nothing new. We've been trying to have a meeting with the event committee and
Right.
snow
Weather
and everything
dependent.
else has been.
One thing that I'll just touch on that super fast is when we budgeted this year, and we're still, I owe you all the revenues and expenditures for this month. I'm still cleaning up the financial software side, but we budgeted, you'll start seeing every single month for Fall Sinclair, $1,666.67 come out every month. So we meet that 12 month, you'll have the 20,000 in the Sinclair. So it'll be a regular check every single month that we issue. Okay, so moving on to the next, old business. We do not have any unfinished old business to discuss at this time, so we'll move on to the new business. We'll go ahead and move into the state of the city. So Holly, if you could slide for me. I've got the slide up. I'm going to give Courtney some time in the back for folks that couldn't make it or watching from home. This will be put on the video overlaid, so I'll give her just a second. So just going to say good evening. Thank you all for being here. Tonight, the state of the city, it's not just about what we've done, but it's about where we're headed. Slide, please. So the introduction for our state of the city, I'm not going to read directly off the slide, and I'll try to consolidate it as quick as I possibly can. I also plan on putting this out on my social media page so that people can go and review it, and we can track progress throughout we go. But tonight, I'm just going to walk you through where we were whenever I took office, what we fixed so far, the hard truths that we still face, our 3-year roadmap, how we pay for it, and where we go together. Slide, please. So where we were whenever I took office, of course, I want to start out by saying, Pottsville wasn't being held back by people, but it was being held back by outdated systems. Financial tracking, infrastructure planning, and operations had not been kept pace with for the growth of our city at the rate that it's grown None of this reflects bad people. It just reflects a small city that grew faster than its systems. Slide, please. What we fixed in the last 6 months. So over the past 6 months, we've made real progress on infrastructure, city operations primarily, and also community engagement. This progress is not accidental. It's the result in disciplined planning and the hard work of our staff and the council and the planning members before you. So something that I want to discuss on just a couple of things that I want to talk about on community engagement. Most of the things folks are already aware of. One thing that I wanted to discuss that we are starting this month is I've decided to do a Pottsville welcome program, and I'm still kind of adding to it, but I'm gonna start sending out a personalized letter to everyone who is new to Pottsville, try to get them in touch with folks at the city who can help them learn some of our history and learn who we are and make sure that we're welcoming our new residents with open arms. So, next slide, please. So the hard truths, just some of the facts that we face and how we're going to fix those. But the first one that I want to discuss is underfunded streets, stormwater drainage challenges, and utility expansion needs. So these problems didn't happen overnight, and they won't be solved overnight, but at least we can say that we're finally attacking them, and we're going to lay out some plans for how we deal with these issues. Slide, please. Our 3-year roadmap. Our roadmap, it's very simple, and my agenda and what I'm focusing on is very simple. It's going to be existing infrastructure first, smart growth, and a professional city government built on transparency and, most importantly, accountability. Slide, please. So how do we pay for it? Of course, I'm going to throw this in there, but the sales tax. Our first initiative that I did and that the council has helped me with that we have passed is upcoming on the ballot. We're soon to have a town hall and have a discussion on it. I've sent out the flyers to the citywide kind of explaining it. But what this does, it's not about new taxes. It's about using the existing dollars that we already receive more responsible and broadening that legal use of those funds. So we want to be able to use that money to improve the quality of life across the board, not for just one specific utility. So in addition to that, we're going to attack and we are going to apply for outside funding, and what I mean is grants. Okay, we're gonna focus really hard on grants and opportunities, statewide, federal-wide, anything that we can apply for. We have several people, including over at our neighboring city of Russellville, that are helping us look at grant opportunities that Pottsville can take advantage of, so that we don't have to worry about such big hits when we want to expand our infrastructure. When we don't want to have to worry about such big hits if we want to fix some of our streets or widen streets. So we're going to really focus hard on applying. Doesn't mean that we'll get all of them, but we are going to work really hard to get some grants. And third, and most importantly, big thing that I want to talk about is being smarter with what we're using our existing dollars on. Actually having a plan, actually forecasting, having a baseline, planning for something and not reacting to something, being proactive versus being reactive. We're going to look at our budget just like I discussed a second ago. We're not going to get to the end of the year and we're going to say, well, we put it in our budget and we wanted to plan for a sewer expansion. Where's that $80,000? That $80,000 is going to be there. We are going to make that a part of our monthly cycle. If anything that we plan to do as a governing body, as a mayor, we're going to talk about it. We're going to be transparent about it. You can communicate about it, but we are going to make sure that we are doing the right thing and that we plan for our future. So at the end of 2026, it's not a repetitive cycle, that you can look back and see that we are planning to do something with these funds. Slide, please. This is a really big slide, so I'm not going to go into everything on it. But I did want to talk from a humility standpoint. I'm learning every single day. I've never claimed to know everything. There's been several things that I've presented and been shot down with proper counsel and guidance. from my council, from my staff, from my planning members. I'm just going to do what I think's best, but most importantly, I'm always going to listen. Whether that be residents, whether that be staff, whether that be council, I'm going to listen. I'm not going to be hard-headed. I'm not going to be like facing a brick wall. I'm always open, and I always want feedback. So all these are just some things that I have learned in my tenure. A lot of them were things that I had already experienced in the military, but I want to show some humility and let everyone know that I don't think that I'm just doing everything perfect, and that I do learn from my mistakes. One of the big things that I want to say is, yes, I do try to communicate and remain open as much as I can, but explaining it better, sometimes I can do a better job of that, and I'm very aware of that, especially with the sales tax. It makes sense because I sit in it, and I do this every single day, but to a normal citizen, it may not make as much sense. So I'm aware of that. I am trying my best. I will continue to try harder, and I will learn from my mistakes, but I can promise that I'll continue to lead this city with commitment, integrity, and steady progress. Slide, please. Okay, this is the last thing, and this is just kind of closing. This is a lot of things on here. The city's moving forward because of the people who serve it. So, that's from our residents, that's from our council, that's from our staff, down to the planning members, to the residents that are just engaged and involved. I want to say thank you to all those that I just mentioned, everyone that supported me and helped me. We have a very bright future, and we're going to continue to push forward. One thing that I do want to touch on before I final out the closing of the state of the city that I didn't mention earlier, what we fixed and where we're going, kind of back on that slide. We have 3 businesses committed to building in the city of Pottsville, with a 4th on the verge. So, in 6 months, we've added 4 commercial businesses to the city, and we're creating jobs for our residents. So that's a very big win, and that's a really good thing that's happening. And I'm working very hard every single day, every single week, to get more and more businesses lined up in Pottsville for our community. So I do want to touch on that. I do want to say thank you. And at closing, the main thing that I want everyone to get from this state of the city, and this slide that I'll be putting out, this slideshow that I'll be putting out, is I want everyone in Pottsville, everyone neighboring, it doesn't matter if you're in city limits or not, City Hall is open, okay? Come ask questions, come to meetings, challenge us, ask questions, get involved, but come down here. And I just want to say thank you to everybody. We're building this future together, and I'm just very grateful to be a part of that. So if there's not any questions, that's my 6-month state of the city from when I've taken office. Okay, moving on to item number 2. I plan to have kind of a slide put together for this, and I will. I have discussed it with a few of y'all just at Municipal League. We discussed it. We looked at some equipment. We are looking to purchase street paving equipment. We're not looking to purchase big rollers. We're not looking to purchase anything substantial. We're looking to purchase a hot box machine, which if we pick up 4 tons of asphalt and we use 2 tons of it, it can sit there for a week, and then we can come back and, at 5 o'clock, Jason can have one of his guys come out, tap a couple buttons on the machine, and it will heat that asphalt back up, and we use it again. We're spending currently, in what we've been doing in the past, we're spending typically $4,100 to $4,400 on cold mix, which is a Band-Aid, and it doesn't fix anything. 4 tons of hot asphalt from Blackstone would run us about $150. So we're going to look at probably an initial cost of anywhere from $35,000 to $40,000 for this street paving equipment. Like I said, I'll put some analytics together to show the numbers. We, on average, I'd say if we do roughly 5 to 6 street cuts and we have somebody come pave that for us, we're looking at $10,000 easy every single time. So I'm estimating in a ballpark of 100, we will most likely save the city $100,000 to $150,000 a year by making an initial purchase of $35,000 to $40,000 for the street paving equipment. What we'll do is we plan to reach out. I've already given my information to the gentleman that was at Municipal League. He's one of the only ones that makes them in America, out of Michigan. Was it Michigan? Yeah, Michigan. He's out of Michigan. He's got a representative here in Arkansas that be real helpful to us. Don't have the exact number because the one that we were looking at was top of the line, biggest model with all the bells and whistles on it. Like I said, I'm gonna estimate that with the Wacky Packer and the hot box, we're gonna be sitting $35,000 to $40,000. It's not something that I plan to initially invest in right off the rip. I don't want to do it tomorrow. I do want to do it soon, but I did want to present it to the council and just kind of open it up for discussion. It's going to save us a ton of money. If we needed to do a bigger job for a street cut, if we had 5 street cuts, we can rent $188 for a ride-on roller from United Rentals for a day, and we can get it done ourselves. The one thing that I'll probably come back to the council with is, as far as paving machines go, they're kind of hard to find for rental. We have found some that are walk-behinds that we could do a lot of work with, but I don't have the numbers on that, so I don't even want to include that. Right now, we're looking at probably the attachment for the tack sprayer, the Wacky Packer, and the hot box machine itself. And we'll start there, and we'll move forward depending on council's decision, discussion from that.
And the equipment that we looked at the Municipal League, it's very easy to operate, very little maintenance
Yes.
that needs to be worked on. Parts would be easy to get. Main thing that, because I got to thinking about it overnight and went back and talked to me in the second day about, it's the heating part, the heating elements, and they're easy to get, very cheap to replace, because that to me is what I thought would be what would go out first, because it'd be running the most. Again, from Michigan, so it's made in the U.S. There's somebody down at this side of Van Buren.
Mulberry.
Mulberry,
Yeah,
thanks,
Mulberry,
thanks,
yeah.
Randall. Yeah, one of their affiliates are there, so it's somebody we could go to that's close by. And this would replace the cold mix that we're doing.
Yes. And save us, like I said, 4 tons, $4,400, for 4 tons, $150.
And from what I understood, it's not a paving equipment or a machine.
Right.
It is a patch.
Yes. Yes, we could do service line street cuts, sections that are, let's say we have a terrible pothole, and I'm thinking of one on River Road right now, or it's just a line of them. We could come in, cut that out, that section out. If we rented a double roller, then we would be able to go in with this hot box machine. I think what we say, a 2-inch overlay is 80 square foot at 2 tons. So, I mean, that's a guest bedroom. So we could do decent size. We're not going to be doing huge street projects, but we could fix a lot of Pottsville's issues with this equipment, for sure.
The section down where the water leak was.
Yes,
They had to cut
perfect.
into that.
Yes.
That would be good for that.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Is there any other questions or, well, if okay with you all, I would like to record it in the minutes. Like I said, I'll be open and let everyone know, but I would entertain a motion, and I'll just shoot for the higher side and try to be lower, for the city to purchase a hot box machine with a Wacky Packer, not to exceed $40,000.
Is this hot box stationary or?
It's mobile. Yes, sir.
On trailer.
Yeah, trailer, dump bed.
He said the two-ton though, also, you could get as a single axle or double axle. Is this the double axle?
Double.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Do we see any need for someone that has paid most of his life to come give pointers or something?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
We also offer training.
Yes, I was, when we were down at Municipal League, I'm glad you brought that up. There is a gentleman from AR Dot that I spoke with. He has paving classes. And what I wanted to do that will kind of tie in with what John was discussing on some of the ADA compliance stuff is to start out when we get this equipment, I would like to pave our handicap parking and the front parking at the park so that folks in wheelchairs and stuff can get to the ball fields and not have to worry about going over gravel. But anyway, the Arkansas Department of Transportation provides municipalities with training absolutely free of cost to us. So I've
Also,
reached out.
Manufacturer of the.
Yes, yes. And the manufacturer that we're looking at also.
How many yards does this thing hold?
If we got the 4-ton, I don't know which one yet. We'll probably go with the 2, I believe. But I'm not sure. At 2 inches, we could lay 2 inches of asphalt for 80 square foot. So 8 by 10. Yes, sir. So just dependent on what what we're working with.
This thing, if you used a yard,
Mhm.
and it had a yard left in it, you could warm it back up.
Yes,
and
sir.
use it.
Yes, sir.
You could also keep your asphalt at one of the BART facilities and
Right.
get it anytime.
Yeah. We could buy a dump truck load full of it and then scoop it and throw it in there after the
What
fact.
type of LP or natural gas?
It's diesel. Yes, sir.
You can get gas, but they
Yeah.
have diesel, and it's.
They all
already have
recommend,
diesel,
yeah, they
it's-
all recommended the diesel better. Yes, sir.
Is this something, do we not need bids, or?
That's what I'm looking into. If it's 35,000, then it'll need to be, if it's over 35,000, we need to take bids for it. If you
The-
approve less than 30.
The top model that we were looking at was 35. I think we're gonna spend 25. He quoted me at the 2-ton with not the extra attachment, without the lift arm for the wacky packer. I think the only thing we looked at was the tack sprayer and the lights, the caution lights. It was 25,000. So we need to stay under the
Now,
35.
is that plus tax or is that?
Yes. It was 25,841, I believe. I've got the quotes all on my computer from him.
And I think there was some delivery charge too.
Yeah.
Right.
He mentioned it, but
Right.
didn't go into detail.
Right. And that's where we're leaning, is towards the 2-ton. I think the 4-ton, don't think we need that much. But,
And the 2-ton, we can pull behind our 3/4
Yes.
ton truck.
yes.
That's what was. I asked about that.
So we need to stay under 35?
Yeah.
So let's say 30?
I think if the city was to approve an amount of 35,000,
35, okay.
that's the high end. That's, if we go over 35,000
Right.
to make a purchase, you gotta solicit bids.
I'd like to tie this into some type of, all of the striping of our roads too,
Yes.
that need to be addressed.
Where in our budget would this come from?
Fixed assets on the street side. And I owe you guys all the, you have yours? Right here. Roll through the- There we go, last one. I think that we discussed it under equipment expense and fixed assets. I'll have to get those exact breakdowns. I can present it next month too. Like I said, I don't see us buying it, and I can have the cost allocation broke down and which lines I go and pull it out of. If that works better, that's completely fine. I just definitely wanted to mention it and get it on the radar.
What's the wait time on their units?
He discussed that briefly. It depends on which model that we go with. Some he has readily available and ready to go out same time we purchased it. Some of them they would have to manufacture. What did he say, Pam? Like a 6 week? I think it was a six.
wasn't long. I
Yeah, it was
think
like a 6 week
6 weeks.
from purchase to delivery date. Like they,
So
we're not looking at
No.
a long process. But once again, something I'll have to step back. I've done the brief planning for it, but we have to really sit down and look at everything else streetwise prior to doing this maintenance purchase.
if it's not going to kill our timeline, I'd like to see
Yeah.
an exact amount and then where exactly in the budget we're pulling it from. That way we know we're not robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Yep. Yes, sir.
But it's not killing us on timeline
No,
to do that.
no.
The lead time wasn't so much that it's not gonna put us like out in the middle of summer
No.
or anything like that. It's
No.
not gonna,
This just seems like something you want to wait at least till spring. gets
Oh,
started.
yeah.
So
For sure. Definitely not right now.
can't
Okay,
use it
exact
for a
amount.
holiday.
can't pave over that.
Can't even get asphalt right
No, can't
Yeah.
do asphalt right now, so.
Okay, so next council meeting, I'll have the bid from the exact model that me, Heath, and Jason think work best for the city. We'll have, say, 2. And then we'll have the breakdown of the exact amount out of each line item that we plan to spend. You have that on? Sorry, I drew on it. Okay, no other discussion on that. We'll move on to item number 3. Okay, so this is a ordinance that I had sent out, and Holly had sent out, establishing the office for mayor as a full-time position. It also, Pam, you had asked on the email thread about the, no, I'm sorry, me and Randall were discussing it. This is what covers, can you ask that question again, how you asked it the other day, Randall?
Well, with the municipal league, part of the audit process that went through, anytime an elected official has a pay change, especially an increase, it has to be passed by the council.
Yes. So, that's where I was trying to clarify that question. We have put this range on it, on the prior ordinance, 2022-7. So, if the ordinance is adopted by, if the budget is adopted by ordinance, not resolution, and it is encompassed in that threshold, we're okay with legislative audit.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right, that was
If-
the question I had.
Yes, sir.
If
And that's why I
is that
wanted to
covered
bring it up.
under
Yes, sir.
our vote for the,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It has to be in that threshold, but as soon as you come lower or higher than that, then we have to do another ordinance. So it is right in a sense, but how we encompassed it for that.
well, there was an ordinance previous
Yes,
stating that at the end of, this current term,
yes, sir.
your mayor position would revert back to part-time.
Yes, sir.
And I have a problem with part-time and full-time.
Right.
Regardless what you call it, in my mind, it's a full-time position.
Yes, sir.
It's,
Yes, sir. And that's where I wanted to, I do intend to run, and anyone else, I did want to clarify this prior to the filing period. We're not passing anything tonight, this is just the first reading is what we're gonna conduct, but I wanna open it up, for any other discussion.
Pam can ask about the sick.
Yes, so that was the
We added it here.
yeah, the ordinance that we passed last month was correcting that error, and we've referenced that ordinance in this ordinance. So thank you
Section
for
5.
pointing that out in section 5. Yeah.
And there's
I
another
just-
thing we changed too.
Yeah,
Like,
consolidate
everything
it in one.
Consolidated
Yes,
because
ma'am.
I get lost, trying
Yes,
to find
ma'am.
them.
So
Oh,
we,
and we changed because of the general and the water, it states on here that it's
Yes.
only the general taken out, only from the general, be paid, that he would only be paid out of the general.
yes.
The pay range on that is not, he would start at that lower and then we can change that as a council for, between those two without changing
Yes.
the ordinance.
Yes, correct. As long as the ordinance 2022-7 had it from 45,000 to 55,000, we're at 55. This one I presented puts the threshold at 55 to 60. As long as I don't go 54,999 or 60,001, then we're covered.
Because you can't bring in a new mayor, less
Yes.
paid than the current.
It's
mayor.
based on, I think it's in our ordinance, it's based on experience and et cetera. But that's regulated by the council, yes.
So if we can't bring in a new mayor at less pay, so even if it reverted back to somebody going part-time, they'd still have to get the same amount of pay?
That would be,
I think you could change it mid-term,
yes.
but you can't, the mayor get to the end of his term
Mhm.
and us bring in the new mayor at a less pay than that mayor is making.
Jacob? do you
I could be wrong with that, but
know? Right.
I'm thinking.
Because what I
Well-
was just thinking though is if we have a full-time mayor getting, which I know, like you said, Randall, but full-time pay, and then the next one come in and not
Right.
do, you know,
That might be something we want to get Jacob to clarify, because if we push it too high,
It'd be easy for someone to come in and want to do it
Right,
part-time.
right.
Um,
The way this one's set up, 20, what is this one?
26-1.
It doesn't include, correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't include it reverting back now
Correct.
to a part-time
Yes.
position.
Correct.
this would keep it full-time going forward, so
Yes.
we wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yes.
And then
there's
it's-
something in there that qualifies what part-time and full-time.
Yes. Jacob has it broke down in section 5, I
I
believe.
think it's,
Monday through Friday, conducting city business, a full-time mayor shall maintain regular business hours.
and I can't find the wording right now, but also talks about, you know, if water leak on Saturday night and the mayor goes out, then can adjust accordingly so that,
Well, this should be an exempt position too.
Right.
You're not going to get overtime.
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Salary
You're not
pay.
going to,
I get the ordinance we passed last month. The mayor gets 80 hours per year. That doesn't change regardless of 15 years of service or 20 years of service. It stays at 80 hours. No comp time, no
Okay,
selling.
vacation.
Yes, no carrying over. It's kind of, we've kind of tried to clean it up so that this hits the nail on the head. As far as any discussion or any questionable things from the previous one.
well, with John, I think are we clear on part-time and full-time going forward?
Yes, sir.
I mean,
This would set it to full-time from here on out unless somebody decides to pass another ordinance
Right.
reverting it back.
How do we govern it?
What's that?
How do we govern it,
By ordinance. Like,
that it's actually been fulfilled as full-time?
with what I'm doing now,
Is the mayor expected to keep time clock at the very
Yes.
least, or
Yes.
a log of time?
Yes.
Because it's easy for someone to,
with the way the city
3 hours and come back and,
right, the way the city regulates the time now, when did we do this, in October, staff? October, I passed a time clock, ties into our CenterPoint accounting software system, where even my time's regulated. So, if I'm here, I push in on my phone, let's say I forget, I have to go in before my paycheck gets cut, and I have to approve my own time, but,
Still law.
HR, yes. HR, we have to keep up with how many hours, because also in addition with APRS, I'm required to submit how many hours I work every 2 weeks, because if I'm under, if I'm under the 80 hours, then my retirement contribution / what I receive, because an elected official gets double for credit, it could turn into time and a half.
I just feel like it's important to have some sort
But
of.
we have it, yes,
keep
sir.
honest person honest, you know.
Yes, sir. Also on the state of the city, kind of the systems thing as well, what I discussed is like, when I'm far gone from being mayor, some of the systems that we're putting into place will still be here. And that's one of them. Any other discussion or?
Yeah, I think that's fine, as long as, like we say, we have a way to audit to make
Yes,
sure
sir.
that the mayor's.
And make
fulfilling
future
it full-time.
changes at it too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's all we're doing is basically changing the verbiage of 2022-7.
Do you need an approval?
We're just going to conduct the first reading. I'm going to do this like how we are going to try our best as long as it's not an emergency. We'll conduct the first reading tonight, second one next month, and then the third and final we'll have the vote in March. So if there's not any other discussion or any objection, I'll ask the clerk to conduct the first reading of ordinance 2026-1 by title only.
Ordinance number 2026-1, an ordinance establishing the office of the mayor as full-time position, establishing